Okay, let's get into this.
Yeah.
Have you ever stumbled into one of those crypto communities online and it just feels intense, like really
Oh,
intense?
absolutely. It's a strange feeling, right? And it's something our source material for this deep dive really explores, this
Hmm.
idea of, well, Web3 cults, that's the term they use, where the belief, goes way beyond just the financial investment.
It gets almost spiritual.
Exactly. It can take on this sort of quasi-religious tone for some people involved.
Our source really digs into that, doesn't it? Looking at the sheer intensity, the obsession sometimes, and that fierce loyalty you see.
Totally. It's not just casual investing for these groups. It becomes a whole lifestyle, almost like a tribal identity.
Yeah, try.
And the source paints a picture of these true believers. You probably recognize the type.
The matching NFT profile pictures.
Or the ones who study white papers not just for the tech, but like they're searching for some deeper hidden meaning. Almost like scripture.
And they literally chant things like, WAGMI, we're all gonna make it.
Yeah, like a mantra. The source points out these communities aren't just meeting up to check coin prices.
No, it's daily. Motivational posts, those insider memes that reinforce the group.
Talking about their coin's destiny, almost like it's preordained. It's fascinating.
It really makes you think about that blend of, finance and identity. The source brings up the LUNA situation as an example.
Right. Before the collapse, the founder, Du Quan, he was almost seen as this like messianic figure in some online forums mentioned in the source.
And when it crashed, it wasn't just the money people lost, though that was devastating. The source highlights how people genuinely felt like their faith was shattered.
Which just shows the depth of that belief.
Absolutely. Now, tech has always had its fervent fans, right? Think Apple, think Tesla.
Sure, intense fan bases aren't new, but crypto adds this unique layer the source really emphasizes: ownership.
Ah, right.
You don't just like the project or follow the leader. You actually own a piece of it through tokens, NFTs, whatever. You have direct skin in the game.
Which is different from just being a customer.
Hmm.
And the source notes how your identity can get incredibly tangled up with holding that specific token.
Yeah, and the deeper you go into these really tight-knit communities, the material suggests it gets harder and harder to just walk away.
Because selling isn't just a financial decision anymore.
Exactly. In these really tribal spaces, selling your coins can feel less like taking profit or cutting losses and more like, well, like betraying your tribe, your community.
It gets moralized.
It really does.
Okay, so where does this leave us? I mean, the source is careful not to say it's all bad, right?
Definitely not. These communities can be incredibly positive. They connect people globally, create a sense of belonging, which is powerful, especially online.
True. The digital world can feel isolating.
But this is where it gets really interesting and
Right.
where the source gives us some crucial warning signs, things to watch out for.
Okay, like when does that positive community vibe maybe start to tip over into something less healthy? What are the signs?
So the source lays out a few key things. First, it's when belief in the project, in the leader, starts to override, basic reason or evidence.
Facts don't matter as much.
Kind of. Second, when leaders become these untouchable figures, you can't question them, can't criticize them, even constructively.
Okay.
And maybe most importantly, when any kind of doubt or critical questions or just, disagreement gets actively shut down, silenced or shamed by the group.
Ah, yeah. That's the line the source really wants us to think about, isn't it? When does strong support become groupthink?
And does that groupthink start looking worryingly like a cult?
Right.
And fundamentally, the whole tension the source explores seems to boil down to control.
Control. How so?
Is it about you controlling your assets, your decisions, or is that control subtly shifting somewhere else? To the group, to the leader.
Which leads directly to that really provocative question the source ends with, aimed at everyone in Web3.
Yeah.
Do you actually own your crypto? Or does your crypto and maybe the whole community around it start to own you?
Wow. That's a heavy question, but an important one to reflect on, I think.
Definitely.
And the final takeaway from the source is pretty straightforward, really essential advice. Stay curious. Stay critical when you're navigating these online spaces.
And, maybe most importantly, never drink the blockchain kool-aid. Thanks for digging into this with us.